Hey, good morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, okay? So I want you guys to like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those great things. Well, also, if you want to support the channel, you can support the channel via Cash App. Hope you guys are doing okay on this Sunday morning. It's cloudy, look like it's getting ready to rain, which is so freaking out. Well, I got to get out for a little while today, but not too long. I could come home and just lay in the bed and enjoy the rain. I wanted to talk about, will Hernandez Govan tell the truth in the Young Dolph's trial or try to put everything on Big Juke? Now, we know that the Young Dolph's trial is in 22 days, I do believe. In 22 days, that's exactly 3 weeks. So time has really kind of flown by. It's been almost 3 years to the day that he unfortunately had lost his life. And even though the lawyers wanted to try and get some things pushed back, the judge was not having it because, in my understanding, Stray Drops attorney was trying to get it moved again, okay, from September, but the judge was not having it. This judge has kind of like to keep quite a few things under the under the hat, under wraps. I guess for her own personal safety, for the personal safety of the people, you know, I guess all parties that are involved, because to me justice is not um let's see, justice is not taking somebody out, right? And as even as it relates to the jury, right? Hey, I know what the prosecutor said about the jury, but we all know that they don't go outside of a county. They have to interview jurors in a regular trial. The process is about a month because they're consistently interviewing jurors. A case this big, it takes a lot longer. So we do know that as it relates to the jurors, that they don't wait, they're not going to wait a week to do that, right? Um, I think I already ran it down in the members, okay? But we do understand why they have been keeping stuff like that under wraps. You don't want the jurors, um, you know, threatened, or you don't want people trying to buy the jurors like they did in the John Gotti's situation. Because you know there are a lot of people that think that they're like John Gotti, okay? You don't want jurors that end up unalived. You want them to be neutral as they come in, okay? And you want to keep them safe. You don't want them bought, anything like that. Like I was saying, so I definitely understand. Um, but Hernandez Govan, okay, we know his part in this situation. Um, it is alleged, okay, at this point, he's been charged with being the mastermind. I kind of want to go look at that again. I think it would be good, okay, for people to consistently look at these charges because they tend to change quietly, okay, in the system. They tend to change quietly, okay, and so with Hernandez Govan, okay, I think he's one of the persons that that could play a major part in this case. Well, he is definitely a major component. Now, let's not get it twisted. Okay, I'm looking at something. Okay, he still got the same charges. Okay, he still has the same charges. Okay, and so he's been charged with conspiracy, first degree, criminal attempt, first degree. Okay. And of course, you remember the prosecutor said, even when they gave him a $90,000 bond, and they didn't give him a $90,000 bond because of any corruption or anything like that. There's always a reason for stuff like that. We just don't know, right? We just don't know what the reasoning is. But somebody being charged with a crime like that, because if it was because he had a good attorney would get the charges thrown out. If they didn't have anything, I mean, he's that guy. I forget his name. That come from out of Atlanta. He's one of the best. So if they had nothing, he could have easily just filed a motion to have the charges dropped, his case thrown out, but that has not happened. Right? What they're looking to do, it appears to me, just based on what his attorney says. That black attorney Durham, I think he's one of those ones that I ain't seen nothing, ain't heard no, we don't know nothing. He plays coy about a lot of situations, and he should. Could be for the safety of his client. But if they had nothing, they could ask for those charges to be thrown out. We have not seen any motions filed for that. So evidently the prosecutors have enough to charge him with that, bring those charges against him, right? So them giving him a $90,000 bond is weird, but you have to understand it's definitely for some kind of reason. Okay. They said it was medical. I don't know. But it does seem weird, okay? So all we could do is speculate on that. But Hernandez Govan, okay, with the charges you all just heard me say that they have brought against him, people feel like he played a major part. I do. I feel like he played a major part in it because I don't know if anybody listened to Mr. N's interview. I'm sure they have. Another vlogger had. He spoke about how he was there when they had nobody. And he didn't say anything about Orange Mound Quet was at the table either. Okay. So that's how you know that Orange Mound Quet was brought in to the table after the idea was already conceived. Right? People with some money had gotten together and was in agreement and had decided that they wanted Young Dolph gone. Okay. And so, Orange Mound Quet, I believe Orange Mound Quet and TZ, that's where after they couldn't get nobody, that's where they were brought in at. And then after Orange Mound Quet and TZ was brought in, that's when the other young guys were brought in. Okay, they were subcontracted after that, right? Um, so will Hernandez Govan tell the truth in the Young Dolph's trial? You hear a lot of people saying that they think that he's going to pass it off on a man that is no longer here. And I keep telling people, and I know a lot of people don't know a whole lot about the justice system other than, if they've been in and out of it. Um, just according to their own cases, Memphis, every justice system, every state it has their own laws, right? You would think that it would be uniform, but every state has their own laws. And I don't believe that Orange Mound Quet, because see, Orange Mound Quet was out on bond before Big Jook was unalived, right? Let's go back to his bond date was 5/11/23. That was a year ago, over a year ago. Jook was already for whatever reasons they gave him that bond. Jook was not um unalived at that point. So do you all believe that that would be insulting the intelligence of the prosecutors, the law enforcement officers for him to go now, oh yeah, it was just Jook. Don't y'all think so? Whatever reasons they gave him that bond, there had already been some type of communications, maybe. Okay. They say it was medical, but let me just say this. You have to understand Orange Man Quet, I keep saying, is older. He been doing this, okay? He been in and out of jail. He understands the way the game goes, and he's gotten old enough to not really care about whether they call him a snitch or not. He understand they don't care nothing. Dudes don't care nothing about him. He old enough to understand that they cares nothing about him. They just, don't want his name to come up. And the way that they finesse A lot of the ways that they finesse straight dropping them, a lot of the conversations that they have to make sure straight dropping them don't bring their name up, they would dare not have with Orange Mound Quet because they understand that he's older and more experienced. He know the game, right? Do I feel like yes, he was involved. As I said, as far as being a mastermind, no, I don't think he was a mastermind. I don't think he was a mastermind. A mastermind is somebody, and I don't think he paid for it. Okay, not with his money. A mastermind is somebody that sit down and decide, conceive the idea. Okay, see, that's where most people go wrong. He didn't conceive the idea. I don't think he cared one way or the other about Young Dolph. I think it was just purely greed, which is why I call his behind stupid, because he was old enough to know better than to go and get a bunch of young dudes that were young enough to be his damn kids and bring them to the table strictly for some money. And he got to reap what he sowed for that. But as far as being the mastermind, his stupid ass wasn't the mastermind. Okay. He participated. He had a participation. I believe they went to him and asked him if he knew anybody, and him and Teasy were the ones. He went and brought Teasy to the table. Teasy went and got his dudes. But it goes no further than that. But I mean, it was still wrong because you're too old to be doing stuff like that, especially ruining lives of children that are the exact same age as your kids' responsibility. And God gonna make him pay for that. He probably already paying for it, right? You have to reap what you sow. Will he tell the truth? Will he try and at least redeem himself because he got the goods? He can do that. Okay, I believe, there has been some conversations, but has he told the whole truth? Because see, sometimes people like to walk on a tight rope without saying too much, because then they have to tell on themselves. They have to tell more of themselves, and folks have a habit of trying to, at least, just like Cornelius did, some kind of way disassociate themselves or minimize what they've done instead of just, and I don't think that's going to happen. They're not going to be able to do that, right? Do I think he's going to get the time that the other guys get? No, he probably won't. He probably won't. I don't think he's stupid enough to try and put everything on Big Jook, because he already know that would be an insult to law enforcement for him to try to do such, right? For him to try to do such a thing, that would be an insult to law enforcement. As far as all of them sticking together, these folks, it's every man for himself. Okay, it's every man for himself. I was talking to somebody about the picture that Straight Drop had put out. The person was like, it just don't make no sense. They got so many young folk. Now they need people. They need jailers so bad in their jail. They're hiring. They're letting 18-year-olds come up in there. That's younger than Straight Drop in them. That's how bad they need bodies, because I told y'all at one point, they had only supervisors dealing with Straight Drop, but the jail is short. So that can't last when you need a supervisor running to and fro to try and run the jail on a second shift or third shift. They can't sit there and man him. So they're having people consistently retiring, consistently quitting. And so they're having to just bring in bodies, because if they don't, the jail is going to be up under DOJ again. It just got away from up under DOJ right before I left the sheriff's office. Right? That's the Department of Justice. So they're having to put anybody up in there. And so the person was telling me, a lot of them so mesmerized with them that it's just ridiculous. Okay. I told y'all at one point, I think about 2 years ago, when I was told that they had to keep the girls from down there because they was doing all they could to try to get down there to him. Starstruck. I mean, I don't know what kind of star they think he is, but people are kind of twisted. Be able to say, I man his cell or whatever. But what they forget, what they don't understand, they're too young to understand is that straight drop is it's gonna be over for him for a long time, okay? Because he don't care. He just don't care. Okay, he don't really care at this point because he know he gonna have to lay down and do a lot of time. What's the word I'm looking for? Um, anyway, okay. Either way, he laying down and doing quite a bit of time, regardless to what he has said or whatever. Okay, but will Orange Mound quit? Tell the truth in the Young Dogs trial. I don't know about nobody else, y'all, but I'm leaning more towards he is going to, and nobody has told me that, but I just think that he is going to. I think he's going to end up telling everything. You have to understand, like I said, Orange Mound Quet, even though he's a career criminal and stuff, he's had a lot of time to think about this. Okay, he's lost quite a bit in the process too, and I'm sure he wished none of this stuff had happened. Now, when he did that interview with Stan G, it made him look like a cold-hearted killer. Okay, unremorseful and all of that. You know, it could hurt him. It could, but I don't think I believe that he's gonna do what's necessary for he and his family. And what will be necessary for he and his family is to go ahead and at least try and right some of his wrong by telling the truth. That's the only way he can do it. Okay, so will he try and put everything on Big Jook? I don't think he's dumb enough to do that. I think whatever involvement that Jook had already had, and it probably had already spoken about that before he ever was even assassinated. Okay, before he was ever even assassinated. So I don't think he would, and I don't think if he spoke about Jook, and I believe that he has, just in my opinion, a long time ago. I don't think it was only Jook that he spoke about. So would he tell the truth? Yeah. The thing about it is, he's gonna tell the whole truth. I think eventually he'll tell the whole truth. I think he will. I don't think he care enough about him to, because those charges are he still got the same charges. They have not been dropped in no way, shape, or form down to lesser charges at all, like Jamarcus's was, which means they got enough to go to war with him. I don't think he really want to do that. And I mean, he'd be a damn fool to do it, especially based on the look. He too old to be worrying about a look, especially since we know he was not the mastermind. He played a part in it, but he was not the mastermind. A lot of people say, well, I think he was one of them shooters. I think he jumped out that car. That old ass nigga ain't jumped out no car shooting with the bad ass knees. Okay. It was them young dudes. He might have been around the scene. I don't know. He might have been around the scene with Black Youngster, but I kind of think that was teasy. But who am I? I digress. But I kind of think that was teasy in the car with Black Youngster. But I don't know. That's just what I had heard it. But I guess we'll see though. I guess we'll see. Will he tell the truth? I'm leaning more towards he will tell the truth. I think I believe that he will. I do. I just kind of believe that he will tell the truth. Um, he done some messed up stuff, but I don't think he is stupid as the rest of them. Okay, I think he will tell the truth because he'd be a fool to not tell the whole truth and risk those charges going to trial based on those charges, and he know he wasn't the mastermind. He know he didn't pay for the hit. He'd be a fool and lose because that's what's gonna happen. He'll go if he do that. He'll go to trial and he will lose. And I don't believe that he was the mastermind. I don't believe that he was the person that conceived the idea of taking Young Dolph out, as I've always said. Okay. If he was, that means he would have had to be the person that was involved since 2016, because there was a pattern of trying to take him out. We didn't hear about no Orange Mound quit trying to take him out back in 2016. Whoever did it this time, whoever the masterminds were the same people who had a consistent pattern of trying to take him out. People don't like to hear me say that, but they can kiss my grits, because that's the truth, okay? Anyways, you guys, I just wanted to talk about that. I think he's gonna try to put everything on Juke. He'll be crazy to do that, because then that would be insulting the intelligence of the law enforcement. See, that's what I keep trying to tell y'all. These people can't just go in there and decide that they're gonna put everything the folks already know what happened. So that would be insulting them. Whatever deals and stuff they got on the table, you can't go in there and say that to people that already know what has happened. They be trying to see how much integrity they got, because they already know. Okay. Anyways, you guys, I want to talk about that. Okay. Will Hernandez Govan tell the truth? Think he has basically already have. I don't know, but I think he already has, and I think he's gonna tell more. I do. Because you think about this, these men lives are on the line. Now I know a lot of people say, well, it ain't fair because young Dolph can't get up. No, he cannot get up. And that's the sad thing about it. These men participated and was in agreement to take out another human life. That's just evil. But the only way for there to be some type of redemption as it relates to him, especially since he was not the mastermind, is for him to tell the truth. And I don't think he got no issues with telling the truth. Okay. I don't think he's had any since he saw the people knew what happened and ain't gonna play with them. That man don't want to go do 60, lay down and do 60 years for some charges that could be reduced if he do what's right. So we'll see. We'll see. But anyways, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App.